It's time for the Coach's Corner Show with Pat Disabato.
Hello, welcome to the Coach's Corner Show. I am your host, Pat Disabato from the Star Newspapers. We are live here at the Coach's Corner Family Sports Bar and Grill, 143rd and 82nd Avenue. Where's Jerry Castro when you need him, huh, George? Where's he at? All right, our guest this week, Dave Wierzall, first-year coach of the Sandburg Eagles football program. Talk all things Eagles tonight. It's all about the Eagles. Right, Dave? All about the Eagles. Okay. All right, a lot of great games last week. We will talk all about last week's action as well. And also, remember, check us out on our website, www.coachescornershow.com. Check out all our shows, even last week's show with Mark Vanderkoy, Chicago Christian. All right, we are going to go to a Beggar's Pizza timeout. We're going to be coming to you from a Beggar's Pizza location in the very near future, probably within 2 weeks. So we're going to go to a timeout. When we return, Dave Wierzall, Sandburg football coach, will be our guest. Stay tuned.
From a mouth-watering pizza to a stomach-pleasing Italian beef sandwich, you'll never have to worry about going home hungry from Beggar's Pizza. Our meals are prepared with the finest ingredients available, tastefully seasoned in the culinary traditions of Northern Italy. Whether it's your team's victory bash, a birthday party, or just a nice night out of the kitchen, check out our extensive menu featuring pasta, salads, appetizers, dinners, sandwiches, and of course, pizza. Enjoy a great Beggar's Pizza at home or dine in at one of our many suburban locations.
Having a birthday party, holiday party, or good old-fashioned block party? Then call Fair Share Amusement Company. We rent CD jukeboxes, Golden Tee, Megatouch, and many other coin-operated video games to help make your party more fun. We deliver the machines to your house the day before the event and we'll pick up the day after at no extra charge. Fair Share Amusement Company is one of the leading suppliers of jukeboxes and games to taverns and restaurants in the Southtown area. So let Fair Share help you make more money with the latest equipment available. Call them at 773-445-9955.
If you're looking for a great place to eat with the family or to hang out with the gang, then you have to get to the Coach's Corner. You will love our extensive menu featuring burgers, shrimp, and our famous jumbo chicken wings. So whether you're playing darts, Golden Tee, sitting at the bar, or watching the game on any of our 19 TVs, you'll have a great time. So get to the Coach's Corner Family Sports Bar and Grill at 143rd Street and 82nd Avenue in Orland Park, where there's fun for the entire family.
All right, welcome back to the Coach's Corner Show. If you're just joining us, I'm your host, Pat Disabato from the Star Newspaper. Our guest this week, Sandburg football coach Dave Wierzall. Dave, thanks for coming on board.
Oh, good to be here, Pat.
I appreciate it. Dave, in his first year as head football coach at Sandburg, previously a few years at Chicago Christian as an assistant. How many years were you at Sandburg prior to going to Chicago Christian?
18 years at Sandburg.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're an Eagle.
Yeah. I got some blue and gold in my blood.
Absolutely. And, Dave's father, if the name sounds familiar, Dave's father led Revis back in the day to a state championship. Yeah. Actually, 3 consecutive trips to the state finals, right?
Yeah.
They won in 82, am I right?
Won in 82.
82. Yeah. See that? I was just a young pup in high school at that time. All right. Well, I want to congratulate you on your first victory.
Thank you.
Back in week 3 against Stag, 35-0, a dominant performance. Yeah. And what did it mean to you? I mean, finally getting your opportunity as a head coach and then to do it at Sandburg. Yeah. What did it mean to you?
It was special for a lot of reasons. Personally, the start of a career, but I think even more so. Because of the 2 hard losses beforehand, it was really critical in terms of us turning a corner and showing what we're capable of and believing in ourselves. So I don't know that I enjoyed it personally as much as I would have liked to have under different circumstances. It just felt good to move on.
Yep. Well, mentioned that you're 1-3 right now, but you lost 2 games. The season opener, 3-0 to Lions Township, and then last week HF 13-7. So you're 10 points away from being 3-1 at this point. You look back at things, and you being a first-year coach, head coach, what would you do differently, if anything, in those circumstances, Dave?
Well, there are always calls you're going to second guess, and I've second guessed several the last few games. Looking back at the HF game specifically, we even talked about the other day, having scenarios played out in our mind. Like in the third quarter, we probably should have kicked a field goal. Yeah. At the first opportunity we had when we got stuck with 4th and 6 going in. That's a call I wish I would have changed. Going back to the Lions game, that's a little bit more difficult because of some penalties that I think hurt us, and I think to me that's a practice issue. practicing the ump tempo in practice, hurry-up situations in practice. We do some of that, but probably not enough. Getting the quarterbacks used to the rhythm of this offense, and also aware of, a time clock and a delay of game thing. Those little things have really come back to bite us, I think.
Yep. And you did, against HF, you had an opportunity. I mean, a couple passes wide open.
Right.
I mean, just didn't click.
Right.
So you guys are right there. I mean, that's the frustrating part, probably for you a little bit, right?
It is. And we've talked to the kids about it. They've heard me say that we're a whisker away from being 3-1. The important thing now is how they respond. Yep. Mike Kletcharch, one of our assistants, he had a great comment after the HF game. He told them that they need to respond like they're hungry now. To be that close, they should be frustrated and decide that they're going to go after this and find another gear.
Yep.
And I think we can. I think we're there. I think we're that good.
Yep. Absolutely. I mean, you guys have a player or two here, a turnover. I mean, you guys are right there. You've employed two quarterback system this year, Todd Bendel and Terry Kowalski. What are the pros of implementing something like this where these guys are switching off? I think they're switching off at the quarter now for the most part. And what do the two bring to the table that, makes this thing work?
Probably the most difficult part about what we're trying to do, which is really what we don't want to be doing, is playing a quarterback in an offense that a lot of the rhythm of it is based on motion and cadence. Yep. And if their cadence isn't exactly the same, that's going to adjust the motion, where the backs are in the backfield, where the handoff takes place. So ideally, we're not doing the right thing right now. I mean, I'll admit that. And as a staff, we find it very frustrating also. I think the kids are actually handling it pretty well, In terms of what they bring to the table, they both have talents that make it kind of difficult. Terry throws the ball, very well at times, but he seems to have struggled of late. I don't think that's in character for him. I think he does throw it better than that. He can. Todd, I think, sees the field a little bit better, or he is right now. But in that area, they should be closer to each other. We originally thought Terry was a better runner, a little more physical, but Todd has also shown that he can run the ball, and he can, scoot around in there and actually run the ball well too. And so we find ourselves in a very difficult situation. We have two seniors who are both good athletes and both capable of leading the team. And unfortunately, we as a staff haven't been able to say, this is the direction.
Yeah. Yep. So. Okay. Now you took over a program that's been inconsistent in recent years, I should say, because prior to 5-6 years ago under Tom Saliga and Mike Navarro, this was a powerhouse program. I think you qualified 17 straight years for the postseason. What was your first order of business when you took the job, and what did you try and do to bring this, instill this winning attitude back to the program?
Yeah, I think number one, or maybe there were a couple things that came up immediately. One, it was reconnecting to our tradition, making the kids very much aware of what they're part of, and talking about who Joe Devine was, and who Cliff Eade is, and who Tom Saliga, and Harry Cook, and coaches that and Larry Lokank and Dean Carlson. I could go on with a whole endless group of names, and let them know what tradition they're part of. And at the end of the summer camp this year, we actually did a mini field trip of the campus, and we went to the Hall of Fame, and we talked about those pictures in there and who Joe Devine is and how Sandburg football was in the beginning and what it evolved into. And, we talked about Coach Navarro having his picture up in there and as an athlete and a coach in his role. And we actually, ended up out on the field talking about, tradition of that field of, 50 plus years of football out there. So one thing for us has been reconnecting with our tradition. And not that Marty didn't do that, I think, but definitely it was a focus for me. The other one was, trying to get the kids to believe in themselves. This is a brutally tough conference, and you have to go into it with some swagger. You have to believe in yourself, and if you have any doubt, this conference isn't going to show you any mercy. So here we are. We're 1-3, and they still should believe in themselves, even though our record doesn't necessarily prove that, but we as a staff do, and I think the kids do. I think they still believe in themselves, so that's what we're working on.
Okay. All right, we're going to go to a RZA Car Group timeout. When we return, more with Coach Wierzall. Stay tuned.
RZACars.com. Looking for a new Chevy? Shop online. The best Chevy selections and the biggest Chevy savings.
You'll find a car you want at RZACars.com. RZACars.com.
RZACars.com. Looking for a new Ford? Shop online. The name that sells the most Fords in Illinois.
You'll find a car you want at RZACars.com. RZACars.com.
Hi, I'm Pat Disabato from the Star Newspapers, here to talk to you about my friends at Lisa Thomas Salon. With 45 stylists at 2 locations, Lisa Thomas Salons are the perfect solution for the entire family. Their emphasis on current trends means the most up-to-date styles and products are available right in your neighborhood. Lisa Thomas's knowledgeable stylists are committed to making you look and feel great. So visit my friends at Lisa Thomas Salon on 84th Avenue in Tinley Park or 143rd Street in Orland Park. You'll be glad you did. All right, welcome back to the Coach's Corner Show. Our guest this week, if you're just joining us, Dave Wiersall, Sandburg football program. All right, Dave, the offense, with the exception of week 3, struggled putting some points on the board. What has prevented this offense from reaching its full potential? And at this point, heading into week 5, do you see progress?
Yeah, that's a really good question, and we as a staff have been struggling with that one. Looking at it from a variety of ways. I mean, one issue, and I don't think it really hit me until this last week, but I realized we've won 4 ball games, and we haven't had the same starting backfield in any one of those 3 games, and that's been a combination of issues, and that's frustrating, you know. And hopefully this week it'll will be a little bit better that way. The rhythm of the offense is important, and the reps in practice are really important. So that's been part of it. The other thing I think is we definitely have hurt ourselves. Sometimes we've made some foolish mistakes and had some breakdowns that are going to prevent us from winning a big football game. You know, Todd's pass to John Grisho in the HF game. You know, that was a great read. You know, he found him, he saw him, and he threw it a little bit up and a little bit behind him. And I don't think it was catchable, and I think Todd threw a really nice ball. I wish it were a little bit better, you know. But the I mean, to me that play almost typifies how close we are. It's like this is going to be like the nightmare here, but the memories, the pass that ricochets off a receiver's hands in the Lincoln Way Central game. It was 0-0 at that point. Those things are really frustrating, and we're actually trying to address all that stuff in practice right now. I mean, we're doing drills to adjust the quick pass and reacting and getting your hands up. We're, addressing looking downfield and adjusting the routes and finding the receivers. So those kind of things we're working on.
All right. Let me ask you this. You run the double wingback formation. Hypothetically, you get a blue chip quarterback prospect, walks through the halls next year or down the road, whatever, who really isn't, doesn't fit the mold of that double wingback quarterback. Would you change it up, go to an I, or try and implement more of a shotgun? Like a Richards, like Gary Corona, he's great at it, making adjustments, trying to play to his quarterback strengths. And there are other coaches that are just adamant, hey, this is it. Yeah. I mean, we're going to fit this square peg in this round hole, and that's the way it's going to be. What would you, in this situation, what would you do?
Well, number one, if we did have a blue chip quarterback, like a Division I type prospect, I think this offense can work for that type of kid. We run option, and we want our quarterback to be able to run the ball. And I think you've seen Terry and Todd run the ball pretty well. Yep. And so I think a blue chip athlete could, really take that off and do something special with it. We throw the ball in practice more than we throw it in games, and we're still trying to clean up some timing things. We can play more spread than we do, and I think that potential is there. For me, the difficult thing about your question is I think football is constantly evolving, and and to make this offense work. I mean, it's a variation on a wing tee, but certainly it's not the wing tee they were playing, 30, 40 years ago.
Right.
So, yeah, I definitely believe that, this offense is going to change at some point. Will we be running the wing tee, next year or the following year? I wouldn't even guarantee or commit to that. I'd like us to get into a system and stay there, but certainly certain type of athletes are going to give you opportunities that you wouldn't have otherwise.
Okay. The defense has played great. I mean, the
Sure
Alfano kid, he's been all over the field. He's had a great season for you. Who are some other kids that really stepped up for you?
Kyle Hetzel, comes to mind immediately. He's, very physical, very intense. Away from the field, he's, an excellent student of the game. Colin Bishop, the other inside linebacker, is almost the, personality opposite. He's very quiet and he leads by example, and he's probably one of the best linebackers we've had in a while. He's a very special kid. He also, hits and plays very smart football. It's really tough because there are so many kids in this group that are talented. I think Mike Scarbeck gets overlooked sometimes, and he's probably one of the most fundamentally sound kids in the defense. And certainly, Frank Pereiro, a 2-year starter, is doing a nice job. Jack King, as a junior, has really stepped up. I think he's, gotten a sack, at least one sack in each of our games now.
Wow.
And he's also caused a fumble in there, recovered a fumble. And the secondary is playing very, very well. John Parker, he had a great play against Sonny in the end zone where, he batted the pass down. I mean, that was a big-time play. Seamus Murphy, who originally wasn't a safety for us, has been doing a really nice job. Sean McIntyre, it's just a really good group. Mark Ward was, he was not originally a starter and became a starter outside backer. He's doing a great job. And Tuttle inside at nose originally was not a starter and proved that he was the best for it. And he's doing a super job of plugging things up inside. I mean, all around, they're really doing wonderful.
All right, I think the one thing you had to do when you took over was you had to get something going with these feeder programs, the Orland Pioneers, the Orland Knights, right?
Yeah.
And then St. Mike's. What are you trying to do here to get these kids? Because there's the St. Rita's, the Mount Carmels, the Brother Rices, the Maras, the Providences, they're pounding away on this area. So what do you do to say, hey, Sandburg's the right program for you?
We, in the off season, we did contact both programs. We did mini clinics with them. We talked football and we brought them in. I've seen the Knights practice. No, I saw the Pioneers practice. I haven't seen the Knights practice yet. The Knights came out and watched, met with us as a staff, and the Pioneers came out and watched our practice. And so we're trying to establish some of those connections. We're trying to set up an opportunity for the Knights to come in and maybe use our field, and we'd like to do the same thing for the Pioneers. There's some district policies that, we're going to have to deal with to make that possible. But, I've communicated with all those guys. We seem to have a really good relationship right now. I admire how hard they work, watching them practice with the little, anywhere from, the 5-6-year-old up to the junior high.
Yeah.
I'm impressed. I think they're doing a really nice job, and hopefully, starting with communication, those kids will start to feel a connection. And then, maybe we can get them out at halftime at our game and introduce their team or something like that. So.
Exactly. Okay. All right, Dave, I appreciate you coming on board, man. And, good luck this year and,
Thank you.
And in the future as well. I know you're going to get it turned around over there. It's just a matter of time. And I think you were a breath of fresh air over there to take over, and it's something the kids needed. And obviously the numbers dictate that. I mean, you got 90 kids on the varsity now, so that says a lot after 52 last year or something like that. And also, make sure you tell Donnie Stramalia I said hi, okay?
I will.
Tell him his kid, Tony, is going to be so much better than him, it's not even going to be funny.
Check out our trophy case. He's Coach of the Week this week.
He is. All right, but tell him I said hi. All right, we're going to go do help me out, Coach's Corner timeout. We return. I'll go over last week's game, so stick around.
If you're looking for a great place to eat with the family or to hang out with the gang, then you have to get to the Coach's Corner. You will love our extensive menu featuring burgers, shrimp, and our famous jumbo chicken wings. So whether you're playing darts, golden tee, sitting at the bar, or watching the game on any of our 19 TVs, you'll have a great time. So get to the Coach's Corner Family Sports Bar and Grill at 143rd Street and 82nd Avenue in Orland Park, where there's fun for the entire family.
From a mouth-watering pizza to a stomach-pleasing Italian beef sandwich, you'll never have to worry about going home hungry from Beggar's Pizza. Our meals are prepared with the finest ingredients available, tastefully seasoned in the culinary traditions of Northern Italy. Whether it's your team's victory bash, a birthday party, or just a nice night out of the kitchen, check out our extensive menu featuring pasta, salads, appetizers, dinners, sandwiches, and of course, pizza. Enjoy a great Beggar's Pizza at home or dine in at one of our many suburban locations.
Show again, thank Dave Wurzel, Sandberg football coach, for being our guest this week. Also, rough weekend, a lot of fun. Eisenhower alumni golf outing at the Meadows in Blue Island. A lot of fun. Missing one person though, Dan Lang, the pistol, did not make an appearance. That's what happens. You know, you got to get your priorities straight. But I got to thank my boys Mike Siebert, Rob Brown, Keith Vidovic, John Moy. We got it done, and it was a record-producing alumni golf outing. That's for sure. All right. Let's go to the games from last week. Lincoln East 13, Andrew 10. Andrew almost pulled that baby off. For Lincoln East, Tom Lilja, 4-yard TD run. Blake Hammond was 5 of 12 for 88 yards, and Justin Whittle had a 38-yard TD reception. For Andrew, Matt Brown, 17 of 27, 227 yards. Joe Cesario, 3 catches for 70 yards. Kyle Masty, a 43-yard field goal for the T-Bolts. Oak Forest 41, Evergreen Park 7. For Evergreen Park, LaHenson Marantz with a 15-yard TD run. For Oak Forest, Ron Zernecki Jr., 3 TD runs, 2 TD passes. Bobby Walsh, 16 carries, 101 yards. And Sean Martinez, 4 catches for 58 yards. Also, we want to send our prayers out to Oak Forest football coach Brian McDonough, diagnosed with lymphoma, cancer lymphoma. And we're all praying for you, Brian, and we're there for you, buddy. So, waiting for the Bengals to respond after learning of that news. They should be proud of themselves as well. All right, Lincoln Way Central, 21. Lockport 3. For Lockport, Paul Boyogen, 27-yard field goal. That's easy for me to say. Scott Carroll, 6 of 21, 94 yards. Porters play Sandburg this week. For Lincoln Way Central, Jake Whiteclaw, 8-yard TD reception. Jeremy Kaplan with a 44-yard TD run. And Eric Marquardt with a 21-yard interception return for a touchdown. Richards, thrilling fashion. Last seconds again, they defeated Lamont 23-22 in Lamont. For Richards, Tommy Thomas, 10 of 22, 152 yards, and a game-winning 4-yard TD run. That was huge. Sean Prattle, 17-yard TD reception. Ryan Wint, 6-yard TD reception. For Lamont, Brett Nagel, 19 carries, 76 yards, and Bobby Ernest with a 7-yard TD run. The alma mater, 26. Shepherd, 20. I don't have to say. The alma mater, you know it's Eisenhower. Cardinals are 3-1. Josh Rodriguez, 13 carries, 164 yards, also 91 yards passing. Joe Hawkins with a 10-yard TD reception. For his Shepherd, Demetrius Ward, 80-yard kickoff return for TD. Sean Ferguson to Joe Ruick, TD pass as well. Chicago Christian, 40. Luther South, nothing. For Chicago Christian, Andy Sturzma, 5 catches, 118 yards, 3 scores. Alex Hahn, 10 of 18 for 184 yards and 5 scores. And Kevin Drent with a 10-yard TD reception. Luther South got blanked. There are no highlights. Sandburg fell to HF 13-7 for Sandburg. Tom Bendel hit Tony Stramaglia on a 42-yard TD pass. Eric Boyle, 70 yards rushing. For HF, Supo Sani, 75-yard TD run. Mark Franklin, 5-yard TD run. We will have our boy Kenny Smith from HF on the show in the next couple weeks. All right. Danny Lang in attendance. Old school Danny Lang. Assistant coach, Moraine Valley men's basketball. Former coach at Sandburg. He's the man. Right, Dan? All right, we are going to go to a Lisa Thomas Salon timeout. We're going to be doing a show from there within the next month as well. We're road tripping. We are going to be road tripping. We'll be back. High and Tight segment.
Are you looking Looking for just the right hairstyle? Then come to Lisa Thomas Salon. We've been providing the finest in hair, body, nail, and skincare for over 15 years. Our emphasis on current trends and continuing education means the most up-to-date styles and products are available right in your neighborhood. Our knowledgeable stylists are committed to making you look and feel great. Visit Lisa Thomas Salon today on 84th Avenue in Tinley Park or 143rd Street in Orland Park. You'll be glad you did.
RizaCars.com. Looking for a new Chevy? Shop online. The best Chevy selections and the biggest Chevy savings.
Find the car you want at RizaCars.com. RizaCars.com.
RizaCars.com. Looking for a new Ford? Shop online. The name that sells the most Fords in Illinois.
Find the car you want at RizaCars.com. RizaCars.com.
For the best high school and local sports coverage in the Southland, turn to the Star newspapers. With a 106-year tradition, their award-winning team of writers and columnists cover what you care about, whether it's the highly competitive prep football scene or the intensity of travel softball. The Star has all the bases covered.
All right, welcome back. High and tight. All right. I was at the HF Sandberg game. HF fans, while I was leaving, conservative offense, got to start throwing the ball, Take it easy. You have Russell Ellington and Supo Sani, two receivers, about 6'4", but Ken Smith will get it done. You have an inexperienced offensive line that is improving. Quarterback, Dorian Reese, just came back. First game he's ever played quarterback in his life. He's going to ease into this thing a little bit. Kenny Smith will get the job done, and Viking fans, be patient. They're going to open it up. By week 7, 8, 9, this team will be clicking on all cylinders, a lot of talent, and you have a great coaching staff over there. Okay, we're going to wrap it up. I'd like to thank my boy, the Castro brothers, for the accommodations. Can I get a Coca-Cola? All right, we're done. Not here, exactly. You can't, you got to get an RC, though. All right, hope you enjoyed the show. We'll be back next week, same bad time, same bad channel. Check out our website, www.coachescornershow.com. And always, your mama's a pygmy. We'll see you.
The Coach's Corner Show is brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. We lay it on thick. The Coach's Corner Family Sports Bar and Grill, where there's fun for the entire family. Fair Share Amusement, featuring CD jukeboxes, Golden Tea, Mega Touch, and more. Lisa Thomas Salon. Visit us at Lisa Thomas Salon. You'll be glad you did. Riza Cars. You'll find the car you want at RizaCars.com.